Hey everybody, it's Abby. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Started to film this video last night and it was kind of scattered and I've figured out another direction that I want to go in. So got my hoodie on today because it is cold for the first time like in a couple weeks. I've been able to wear t-shirts to work and that's it, like no hoodie or anything. It was really nice, but then today it's freezing and I'm a poor defenseless millennial who can't figure out how to turn the heat on, and I also don't want to turn the heat on because I'm at my dad's house and you know how dads are like, don't you be touching the thermostat, so I guess I'll just freeze. Just kidding, he would let me turn it on if I needed to. So anyways, the topic of this video is I'm sure you can see from the title, is idolizing YouTubers. So I'm sure if you are here and on the internet, on YouTube, you probably know what's going on in the beauty community, but just in case you don't, I'll give you the quick rundown. Sorry if I have to like pause. I'm watching their dog, so if she's like up to trouble downstairs, then I'll have to go stop her because I'll insert a picture. She chewed up the cord to the elliptical downstairs. So, and she usually never does that either. She's pretty good. But yeah, I don't know what her deal was. I gave her a bone and everything and she still chewed it up. But the quick rundown is that Tati Westbrook, a Glam Life Guru, she made a video about James Charles, and a lot of stuff kind of led up to it, but it's like this stuff has been going on for a long time. And if you've kind of paid attention, if you follow him on like Twitter and stuff, or you like have even watched a couple of his videos, you know that he is openly gay and he has a thing for straight men, which, like, I'm not, like, as a cisgendered straight woman, it's not my place to talk about, like, somebody else's sexuality, but it becomes a problem when you are, like, you can be attracted to whoever you want, but that's a problem when you are attracted to people who don't want to be attracted to you, you know? So it's like if I was like heavily into gay guys, obviously they would not be interested back, you know? So, which I'm not, but anyways. So that's the problem. There's I'll admit that I've been watching a few drama channels just because they have like you know what's going on, and there's been like people who are coming forward like after the fact, after that her video that said that they were like coming for that James Charles was like trying to get with their straight boyfriends or whatever. You know, I'm not like, this video is not focusing entirely on James Charles. I'm just telling you like what prompted me to make this. So even if you didn't really follow him on Twitter and stuff, you wouldn't really know, because a lot of the evidence was on Twitter that he was like, hey, I'm at USC, where's all the straight boys at, or whatever, and she's like trying to come up the stairs. They have this spiral staircase and she doesn't want to or know how to come up it, so she just like, I can hear her whenever she tries to stand on it. But the issue, that's obviously the issue of James Charles, and if you don't follow him on, you might not know that, but just by watching his YouTube channel, it probably is not like that obvious. So he did do a video recently with a straight guy that he had a crush on, and he was obviously trying to like coerce him in the video, which was kind of uncomfortable to watch. So basically all that stuff happened, and then Tati was like, you know what, I've had enough. So she laid it all out there, and which, if you didn't know, Tati basically made him to the level that he is now. Like, he has way surpassed her in like views and subscribers and everything. And Tati and her husband, his name is also James, they were good at like looking at contracts and stuff, because he was really young when he first started out. I mean, I'm older than he is, and I don't even know like how to do all that stuff. And they basically helped him like make, like they're the reason that he made so much money off of his palette, because they negotiated him a better deal. And Tati even said that in her video. She even said the dollar amount. I was like, oh my god. Maple? You been good? You want your ball? Carry on. Like every noise she makes is suspicious now, so so like at first glance, or I just hit my tooth with, great. So like at first glance you would, like watching James Charles, like his just regular makeup videos, you wouldn't really think anything of it. You know, there's his target audience, like not really his target audience, but who watches him the most is like 12 to 14, maybe under 16-year-olds. So he, like, his videos seem safe for the most part to watch. Like, you know, PG, he doesn't cuss really much, if at all, that I've ever heard. And then he's got like troves of followers, like, which, I mean, he was, I think, the #1 beauty channel for a while, wasn't he? And he has, like, his sister's merch, and then he, like, Starbucks has probably made a crap ton of money off of him and those stupid pink drinks. I would refuse to buy one of those, you know, and, like, have you seen how much sugar is in one of those? It's like, I want to say it's almost 50 grams of sugar. Like, I have hypoglycemia, so I would probably die if I drank that. And he also, which is another thing, I'll say a few things more and then I'll talk about what the whole point of the video. But he just, like a couple weeks ago, not even a month ago, oh, I hear what she's doing. She has this like blow up, like one of those kids like bouncy ball things, and she's like rolling it across the ground. Okay, it sounded like she was getting to something, but anyways, so James Charles just did, like, launched his tour. I think he's actually like already started it, maybe. I don't remember exactly the dates or anything like that, but he was charging like up to $500 for like VIP tickets, which $500 for VIP is not, I mean, it's about normal price for like a meet and greet experience and everything with like a well-known artist, like, which I think even like the Jonas Brothers, I saw their VIP prices was like only $400, and it's the Jonas Brothers. So, and there are people, I'm sure, who have paid that much for the James Charles experience, and just in it, like the day after Tati posted that video and he posted his week apology, but I won't get into that, he was on Snapchat talking about how he was getting ready for his meet and greet. Like, could you imagine being like that invested in somebody to go to a meet and greet? Like, I wouldn't go to a meet and greet for anybody. Like, maybe just because I'm like, have pretty bad social anxiety, but like, even if it was somebody that I absolutely love, like the Jonas Brothers, or I don't know, like Chris Pine, or like somebody, I don't know, I would not go to him, even if it was free. That's not my kind of thing. So like, I can't imagine, even if like, I don't know, did you have to pay for some of his meet and greets? I'm not sure, but I know like the ones for his tour you do, but I don't know. But like, could you imagine signing up for that or standing in line, and then like what if some people like didn't know about all this, and then they get in line, meet him, and then they come home and like find out, like, oh my god, like that would be terrible. Like, and I'm so glad, like, that's why I am so hesitant to buy like people's merch or people's palettes and stuff, because you never know. It's not like, I've heard drama channels saying that like this could happen to anybody, this could happen to anybody. Not everybody's a crappy person, like, as a predator, like, but I mean, it could, but like, what I think they mean by that is that it could be anybody. Like, you don't know people behind the scenes. I mean, James Charles kind of had some signs, yeah, but like, I didn't know it was this bad, because at one point in the video, Tati was saying that he was hitting on a waiter when they were at a restaurant, and she was like, hey, like, don't do that. Like, he's obviously straight. And he was like, doesn't matter, I'm a celebrity. And that, my friends, is like Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, Kevin Spacey, Louis C.K. You know, that's what they did. You see why this is a problem, especially being somebody like that influential, that like people who are like literally screaming over him, like coming to his house to meet him, and then he's acting this way, like behind closed doors, sort of behind closed doors, like behind a stained glass kind of door where you can kind of see him, but not really, you know. So that leads me to the problem with YouTubers, and it's not just, hear me out before you like freak out because I'm saying YouTubers. YouTubers, like being a YouTuber in itself is not bad. It's actually an amazing thing that you can just sit here behind the camera with minimal skills and do something and make money off of it. That's great. However, the fact is that anybody can do it. You don't have to apply for this job. You don't have to like write a resume, all that stuff. You aren't selected. You just do it. And people have come upon their YouTube fame like on accident, or a lot of people started out and didn't even know they can make money off of it. They just kind of started as a hobby, then it grew and grew and grew, and they're like, oh hey, I'm making money. So, and then like eventually brands start contacting you to send you free stuff, and then like to do sponsorships and all that kind of thing. And the point is that YouTubers are people too, in that they can be anybody. Like, you know, if you don't know your neighbors, like your neighbor could be a YouTuber. You don't know. And why that is kind of scary is that any random person could become a celebrity. And that's what happened with James Charles. I mean, he kind of like wanted to do it on purpose, but I don't think that he imagined it to be like this. And I'm talking like celebrity to the point of even like he did a video with his friends, like real life friends, not like people on YouTube, and they said that they couldn't talk about where they were, even if they weren't with him, they could not go anywhere without like starting a mob because he was so famous. And that is just really, really dangerous. That people have this mindset that they have to idolize someone, and not just YouTubers. It could be anybody, like anybody famous, like, you know, like when I was a kid, it was like Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears. Like people would just like worship is the best term that I can describe. That they buy their merch, so they watch other stuff. Like, that's fine if you want to support a YouTuber, but if you're at the point where you are like showing up at their house, writing them like all kinds of messages, or like just like stalkery behavior, that's not okay. And especially if it, you know, like this kind of thing could happen where people are following and people's parents are supporting the kids following these kinds of people, and they don't know who they are. They don't, you know what I mean? Like, this is how R. Kelly got so bad, like, because people didn't know what was going on. Like the parents didn't know, or they didn't care, or even like the girls themselves didn't care that he was there was even a few that would like go meet him outside of the courthouse where he was on trial for sexual abuse, pretty much, and they were still like trying to get with him and stuff. Like, that's just absolutely, like, literally insane, like the definition of insane. And like I said before, this could be anybody. Like we saw last year when the whole Dramageddon thing was going on with like Manny Mue, Laura Lee, when Jeffree Star and all that stuff happened with him. Like, people still love and support them. They still have millions of subscribers, and they still sell out of their products. They still sell out of their collections. Manny Mue just got put into Sephora. Like, you don't know what somebody is like in their private life. And I'm not saying don't support any YouTubers ever, but like, you can support somebody but not be obsessed with them. And I don't use the word obsessed lightly. I mean, like, if you watch every video they upload, fine. If you, like, buy one of the palettes, it's fine. But if everything you do, like, you have to have a life outside of a celebrity or a YouTuber or whatever. I know a lot of you watching, probably that's not even in your case at all, but this is the reality of, like, people who, like, idolize YouTubers to the point of where they can do no wrong. That's why the term stan came from, which actually, history lesson if you didn't know, the term stan comes from the Eminem song called Stan, where he's like, the song's about a guy who is his biggest fan, and even though Eminem did dirty stuff, like, did bad things and didn't respond to him or whatever, he was still his biggest fan. And that's the kind of thing. It's like a stan is like a fan, but you can't talk them out of it. Like, there's nothing that person could do in their eyes to be, like, any lower. So, and also to any parents watching, don't take this as, like, YouTube is bad. Just let your kids know that they should be themselves. They shouldn't want to be like these influencers. They shouldn't want to be these influencers, or that they can have their own dreams and passions instead of just following them or these people around, like visiting their house and stuff. I know that's like a small percentage of people, but it's just not healthy that people have such an obsession with, like, especially influencers now. This is kind of a new thing. Like, celebrities have been around for a long time, of course, but, like, social media is a whole different thing, because, like, back before YouTube and everything, all you saw of celebrities was, like, them on TV, like on the red carpet, or if they would do a music video, or if they were in a movie, or, like, interview on the news or something. But now, celebrities, and even, like, mainstream, like, normal celebrities, like movie stars and, like, and musicians and stuff, everybody's on social media. So you kind of can get that sense, like, you are watching their entire life, that they are posting everything they're doing, which they're not, but like, you feel like you have a one-on-one connection with them, but you don't. It's one-sided. Like, just because James Charles talks about going to Starbucks, you know, you're not like, oh, I should be James's best friend because I like Starbucks too. And I think for a lot of people, they can be easily kind of manipulated into that idea that they have direct access to these people, influencers, YouTubers, whatever you want to call them. And this is also where a lot of, like, abuse comes from online, because of, like, influencers getting, like, nasty comments. Like, I've seen, I don't know how many times, somebody that I follow will post, like, a screenshot of a DM that somebody sent them. Though, like, the first message will be like, hey, love your channel, blah, 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 you know, your makeup looked good in that video. And the next one will be like, hey, why didn't you answer me? And then the next one will be, like, calling them a bunch of names because they didn't answer. Like, let me just lay this down, okay? YouTuber, unless it's your real life friend, which is, like, rare, YouTubers are not your friend. Their job is not to personally speak with you every time that you comment or message them. It is not their job to stroke your ego or to cater to you, do whatever you want them to do, or look however you want them to look. Their job is what they want to do. That's why being a YouTuber is so amazing, because you can do whatever you want. You know, there's not anybody, I mean, within reason, there's not anybody that's telling you what you can and can't do. So you do whatever the heck you want, and that's awesome. But some people don't. Like, some people feel like they have to tell the influencers what they should do, or what they should look like, or what kind of, like, I need to get Botox, or they shouldn't have got Botox, or they need to get, like, implants, or they shouldn't have got implants, or you need to do your brows this way, or you shouldn't do your brows that way. Like, what? An influencer is not going to please everybody, and that's another thing. Like, there's the phrase that, like, influencers and YouTubers are people too, that can go a few different ways. Like, yeah, they're people and that they have feelings and that they are, you know, like a person on the other side of the screen or the camera, and also means that they are that they are different than what they show. Like, if you like, take yourself, for instance, you're not going to go, like, you're not the same person at home as you are at work, not the same person at church as you are at home or at work, or wherever. You're not the same person around your friends as you are around your family or around your kids, or, you know, just stuff like that. Everybody has different, like, ways that they present themselves. I won't say different sides, but like different ways they present themselves in different situations. That's normal. So you can't expect an influencer to be the same in person as they are on camera, and you know, that's could be a good or bad way. So it's like the beauty community started to share ideas about how to do makeup. Like, I'm pretty sure half of the, like, vast, like 99.9% of people did not know how to do their makeup before the advent of YouTube beauty tutorials. And that has just evolved into, like, making those people celebrities, and then now the makeup industry is like I don't know, what is it now, $1 trillion industry, and it's like gotten way out of hand. Like, now there are a few people on the platform, I will say, that still stick to like just makeup kind of stuff, but it's like all people focus on, like, when I remember when that whole Dramageddon thing happened last year at NMUA and Laura Lee, people were like, oh great, I don't have anybody to watch now. It's like, do you know how many thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who make videos on YouTube? Like, Manny MUA, Laura Lee, and James Charles aren't the only people on YouTube, so yeah, basically just a word of caution to parents of young people or young people. Don't get so involved in these people's lives that you forget to live your own. Like, you have to be yourself. You can't be obsessed with somebody else, because you're going to miss your whole life that way, and you're going to wish when you're older that, you know, when these people wash up, that you had something else to do. So, and they could end up being crappy people like James Charles. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please keep it civil. Don't attack anybody. If you like want to mention a specific influencer, don't say them by name, or unless I mentioned them. I mean, like, the ones I mentioned are obvious, but, like, you know, don't like try to expose anybody on my comments, because then I'll get in trouble. But yeah, that's it for today. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you want any more like topic videos like this, talking about YouTube and things like that. And it's probably going to seem like I'm trying to capitalize off of the situation, but I kind of am. So I just want to get this out there and put my 2 cents in as somebody who's fairly level-headed sometimes. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you then. Bye.